This week's show is stacked with big announcements, including MSC and UNIDEN forming a new North American partnership, Rockford Fosgate bringing back and reinventing the legendary series of speakers known as Punch, Cicada Audio with some really cool new products for motorcycle audio. Audio Control introduces some limited edition and unique versions of the legendary Epicenter. And LINKSWELL further expanding their Links 2 offering in the RV market. This is CMA Live, all access, brought to you by SiriusXM and powered by the 12-volt dashboard. And it starts now. In our headline news on today's episode, a new partnership is formed. You're hearing it here first. MSC America is announcing an exclusive new partnership with UNIDEN. That's right. We go now to our DSP cowboy standing by. Chris, this is obviously some big news. Why don't you lay out for us what is going on here?
Ben, we are absolutely floored. We are so excited to announce this new partnership between MSC and UNIDEN and really bring together something special, a totally new vision and a totally new attack on how the radar market is handled here in Canada and the United States. The vision from the team at UNIDEN is perfectly aligned with that of us at MSC here, and we are looking forward to doing some really cool things that have not been tackled in this way before. So we're over the top and cannot wait to get after this.
All right, this is some pretty big news, especially in the radar category. You know, we've had UNIDEN on. UNIDEN has some really great technology, some great products. And now to see that they're partnered up with you guys who have made it a point to show that you guys are the specialists when it comes to especially custom radar. I got to know some details. The folks tuning in need some details. What are we talking about as far as partnership is concerned?
Well, really, in the grand scheme, what we're talking about here is that our goal as a supplier of products through our Audiotech Fisher and Blam and Mobridge and the other brands that we've represented, our goal has always to been an extension of the factory, to be able to bring everything that they're doing behind the scenes, their product, their technology, their culture, right to the forefront and the front lines of our industry. So when this partnership came together, that was one thing that really made a lot of sense, was UNIDEN's core values perfectly aligned with the different better together motto that we live by every single day. So to be able to bring that in a new way, backing that with the performance and the culture and the people that are behind the brand are really going to open up some opportunities for everybody who's working in the radar side of our industry.
All right. So speaking of opportunity, let's cover some of the obvious questions we're going to see in the comments here. What does this mean for, well, two-parter? What does this mean for existing MSC customers, and what does this mean for UNIDEN customers who may not have dealt with MSC before?
Well, MSC has got obviously a lot of partners across North America. All of those guys know what we do and how we do, and we're extremely excited to be able to bring something in this category that truly mirrors and mimics that belief that we've had on this side of things. For non-MSC dealers, but that are already familiar with the UNIDEN brand, whether they're using it or not, or something they've just investigated, one of the big differences that MSC always puts on the table is this space that I'm in right now, our proof of concept retail store. This is where all of our theories and ideologies and practices are tested. Win, lose, or draw, we've got hands-on experience every single day living the life of retailers across Canada and the United States. And all of this, including the products, but also the theories and the presentations and all that kind of stuff, are all put to test right here. So we're really excited to be able to bring our firsthand experience and put a new spin and new assistance into these dealers and help them create an even more successful product category.
Yeah, you know, Chris, I don't think it's a secret that the culture that you guys have cultivated within the MSC ecosystem is pretty unique. Your followers are there. The way you do things is pretty unique. How would you translate that into how you're going to apply these existing, you know, methods that you have and the relationships that you have and the training systems that you have to this category of radar with UNIDEN to your dealers?
I mean, in the grand scheme of things, it's going to be a very similar playbook. It's going to be a very focused product line. It's going to be very focused in terms of its delivery out, consistency across the board. So when it comes to things like pricing structures, something that is extremely stable and extremely predictable to work with on that side of things. One of the biggest things for us has always been training. Our audio side has included years and years of multi-day training sessions, and this category is no different. Radar, whether it be built-in or glass mount products, these are extremely technical products that take a lot of understanding both to install, to use and to understand, though, what happens out in the real world with these. So for us, using our training facility here in Calgary, as well as our center in Mesa, Arizona, these are going to be big key factors to helping businesses and dealers grow this category and really be able to push the bounds of what's possible.
All right. If you guys are just tuning in, a big announcement here today on CMA Live. MSC is announcing a new exclusive partnership with UNIDEN Radar Products. Now, Chris, you and your team, obviously, in these negotiations and getting to this point of making this announcement, have had the time to visit the facility at UNIDEN. What are some of the key things that stood out for you that really like, yeah, man, this is something we want to get behind?
Well, for us, like anything else, there's a ton of great products out there, but what really separated UNIDEN out was a couple of key things. One was the fact that these guys are actually a full manufacturer. So with their acquisition of AutoWave back in 2021, these guys own every step of the process. So every product that they build, every product that they release, the software and firmwares that run it all, everything is done in-house, which gives them complete control over that experience that they're delivering. Gives them the ability to read and react to market changes as well as customer requirements. When they're out there and getting that feedback from both dealers and end users, they're able to react to that and make the changes and adjustments to really push the product to that next level. But at the end of the day, it's the people behind it that make the difference. And having somebody who understands that these are high-tech luxury goods and want to create that type of experience for the customer, that is really where it comes into it, is looking at this category differently than has traditionally been known for. So to us, that's what really made it special, is a company that really wants to drive forward, has the tools to do it, and most importantly, the ambition to really make a difference.
Well, listen, this is pretty exciting news. Of course, we'll circle back at some point to talk about the key technologies and the products. But for today, it's about the partnership. It's about the announcement. What do dealers need to know? I mean, when is this effective? What are next steps? What is the key information that we need to get out there?
So the partnership is officially official. We are greenlit across the board on that side of things. We're expecting inventory right here in our warehouse here within the coming weeks, roughly before the end of November area. We'll be locked and loaded and ready to take care. Lots of details to cover. So the full transition, including things like dealer locators on both our website and UNIDEN's website, all the little details, the marketing efforts and the drive is really going to be dropped in place by January 1. We're actually going to be at SEMA next week with the team at UNIDEN. So anybody who's coming down to the show, who's going to be available, make sure you come by and see us. We'll be able to talk about all of the fun stuff that we've already got in the planning stages, and some of it's already underway for 2026. So make sure you come see us there. And of course, you can always reach out to us here at our office, either at msc-america.com, or you can contact us at 833-707-4357. And our team is always ready and standing by to help out.
Hey, Paul here with SiriusXM, and I'd like to talk to you about attachment selling and why the SiriusXM product is one of the best things to add, especially since we don't trade dollars with any other category. I could go through all of this, but let's hear what some of our dealers have to say.
It's an easy add-on that takes, 10, 15 minutes if we're running an antenna, 1 minute if we've got an adapter to plug it into the factory SiriusXM antenna, and it's extra money, so no-brainer.
I present it to every customer because a lot of customers don't know what all they can do with Sirius. They don't know what all content they could have. It just makes too much sense not to sell it.
It creates a different customer loyalty and customer security when you explain to them why it's a better experience. Just gets them back in the door. And then the next car, they're already asking for it again. So it just keeps selling itself. It makes more sense.
Well, there you have it. You heard from our dealers. Just remember some of the best practices. Make sure you have one on display so you can demo it. Make sure you're taking advantage of our rewards program, because if you're not taking advantage of that, you're leaving even more money on the table. Make sure you got our POP up on display. And other than that, just make sure you're recommending it.
Well, if you were lucky enough to attend SEMA, then you know our following story was one of the headlines from the weekend. Legendary car audio company and manufacturer Rockford Fosgate dropped the big one on us by reimagining and reintroducing the iconic Punch series of speakers. Finally, we get to connect with our good friend Eric Russell, who's standing by from Rockford Fosgate. Eric, obviously this was a huge announcement, and we get to finally talk about the new Punch series of speakers.
That's right, Ben. Boy, fresh out of SEMA, was a great show, and I'm so happy that I'm able to finally talk to you about our brand new Punch series of speakers.
Now, this is a huge thing. It's not just a reimagine, a redesign. This is a whole new take. There's a lot of talking points here, guys. So lock in because Eric's got a lot of information to share. Now, as you can see, Eric, you have so many different speakers in front of you. Why don't we first start talking about what is the breakdown?
That's right, Ben. Punch is back. So we wanted to retain the signature sound that made Punch famous, but we took a modern approach to modern vehicles to make sure that they actually fit in OEM locations. So as we designed these engineered to fit and they're built to perform, we developed 23 new speaker models in the P1, the P2, and the P3 range.
All right, so something we're sort of familiar with, P1, P2, P3. We're going to break it down for you guys, and we're going to go through some of the key features that Rockford is touting with these new redesigned Punch speakers. The first thing we want to cover, Eric, is this theme behind fitment. And what Rockford is calling it is auto-fit architecture. So what can you tell us about that?
Yeah, that's a great thing, Ben. With AutoFit architecture, it's a principle that our vehicle application engineers took when redesigning these Punch speakers. And basically, the goal was to make it a seamless installation experience in modern vehicles. So, fitment considerations, including the frame geometry, the mounting hole locations, the mounting depth, the terminal locations, ability to do a quick change tweeter, and a modular crossover design is basically designed to help you ensure a seamless installation in a majority of American vehicles that are on the market today.
Now, we're talking about fitment, so we're going to break it down even further because Rockford spared no expense to making sure that these speakers fit, like you say, Eric, into most modern vehicles. And I see you're holding in your hands some interesting looking adapter plates. So what can you tell us about these?
That's right, Ben. I'm holding in my hand what's called a flower or a factory location woofer ring. Now, these are designed for our 2.5-inch, 3.5-inch, 4 and 5-inch speakers that incorporates mounting flanges and vehicle-specific adapters designed to precisely align and drop in the speaker into the factory location, making installation easier than ever. So basically, these are designed to help make sure that we can adapt these new Punch speakers into over 100 vehicles.
You know, I love the acronyms that Rockford FOSGATE comes up with, FLWR, flower, ring. Good job, whoever thought of that. Okay, real quick. You mentioned earlier on one of the advantages of some of the new coaxials is that they're actually convertible. So what is Rockford's take on the convertible aspect when it comes to these new Punch speakers?
Yeah, that's right, Ben. So our P2 are called convertibles. You can either run them as a coaxial speaker, or you can take the tweeter out with the included removal tool, put in a phase plug, and now you've got a two-way component system. Depends on if your vehicle has one speaker hole or two speaker holes. You can easily adapt the speaker to that application. You can also upgrade this to a three-way system if you're ready to in the future by simply adding a P3 2.5-inch driver. That way you'll have the dedicated tweeter, dedicated mid-range, and a dedicated woofer.
All right, so I think the convertible thing is awesome, especially from an inventory standpoint. You know, when you're stocking 6.5s that can go either two-way or one-way, or like you said, maybe even a future three-way upgrade. Great design. Okay, moving quickly on to something else. It's kind of niche, but a lot of these newer applications that you're talking about, Eric, sometimes don't always come on a standard 4 ohm impedance from factory. Do you have any solutions for those vehicles that actually have maybe lower impedance, such as a 2 ohm, for example?
Well, Ben, you're 100% right on. Our 6.5-inch, 6x8, and 6x9 P2s also are available in 2 ohm high output versions. Now, these are perfect for factory systems that utilize a lower impedance speaker. That way you can match the speaker's impedance to the factory electrical system of the car. Now, what if you're using aftermarket amplifiers? Well, any Rockford FOSGATE amplifier can run at a 2 ohm stereo load, so these drivers will allow you to get the full output power of the amplifier and make it a great combination.
Now, Eric, this whole time I noticed you had these little accessories lying around beyond just the speakers. So I'm a little curious, what exactly are you holding in your hands right now?
Yeah, well, I'm showing you the removable cover on select models and also our grills. So the removable cover, if you need extra mounting depth, simply just pulls right off.
Oh, interesting.
However, if you're doing a showcase installation, you can leave the cover on for aesthetic reasons. We also have flush mount and surface mount grills. So these come apart that allows you to install both types of grills from the front side of the door panel.
Oh.
no reason to take the entire thing apart just to install the backing plate. You can actually insert the backing plate from the front and install the grill all without taking the door panel apart. So it's really, really slick.
I gotta say, everything we've been talking about today is the result of a lot of brain power, a lot of research, and really understanding how important fitment is, and going back to that auto fit architecture that we started the conversation about. I guess, after covering all these cool features, we talked about adapter plates, we talked about the convertible design, we talked about some high output versions, and now you're showing some nifty tricks with the back cover as well as some grills. I guess the other question is, what other elements? What about the warranty? Can we talk about that for a second?
Yeah, for sure. So all new punch speakers come with a 2-year warranty. We bumped that up from a 1-year warranty. When you're investing in high performance speakers, we wanted to make sure that we backed you up. So for any reason, if you have any issues with these drivers, you've got a 2 full-year warranty to back up your purchase, and we'll take care of you directly.
Well, guys, there you have it. We have Eric here from Rockford Fosgate. If you're just tuning in, brand new, redesigned, reimagined Punch series of speakers, tons of applications, everything you need to get it in the vehicle, which is priority number one. Last question for you, Eric. When can we expect to have these available, and where should people go to get more info?
Yeah, great question, Ben. So we just announced these at SEMA this week on Tuesday. So these will be shipping in early 2026. Now, they will be available at authorized Rockford Fosgate dealers. You can find a dealer on our website at rockfordfosgate.com. You can also find out more information on all the new punch speaker lineup at rockfordfosgate.com. Just click on the pop-up banner when you see that old school punch logo.
Are you looking to boost your sales team's performance? Is your sales team struggling to find parts quickly? Well, the 12-volt dashboard has you covered. We give you every solution to every car with just one search. From speaker sizes to ANC locations, we are your one-stop shop when you need information on what's going to fit in your customer's vehicle. Just scan the QR code or email us at tkolar@the12-volt-dashboard to sign up today. The 12-volt dashboard, your salesperson's favorite tool.
We move now to some motorcycle audio courtesy of CICADA Audio, who's coming to market with a new version of a multi-channel DSP amplifier in a very small form factor. We go now to Marty Dean, their national sales manager. Marty, welcome back to CMA Live. I understand there is a new DSP offering courtesy of CICADA Audio. What can you tell us?
Hey, Ben. So for the last year or so, we've been selling a DSP amplifier in a small, compact chassis. So as we've advanced our technology to reduce the footprint, we've come out with the new FLX 700.4 Pro. So very similar in size to our current 700.4, but we've included a multi-channel, 6-channel DSP processor inside. So the advantage to that is that you can stuff this in the front fairing, run a 4-speaker system, and then later, if you need more and want to add some bass or a set of lowers or lids or etc., you can DSP the output of this to a secondary amplifier. One of the most commonly used features of that is when you're adding subs. When you're going to add in like our monoblock 1600 watt or a 2500 watt mono amplifier to run those subs in the saddlebags. This amplifier has enough processing power to do all of it.
Amazing, amazing. So a couple of things I want to ask you right out of the gate, Marty. So just so we're clear, this new model is called the FLX 700.4 and Pro, correct?
Correct.
All right. Small footprint, similar form factor to the existing 4-channel and monoblock like you just showed there. What kind of power rating are we talking about on these 4 channels, Marty?
So this amplifier is at 2 ohms, 175 by 4. It's bridgeable into 4 ohm. It'll do about 400 watts times 2. So it's plenty of horsepower to drive an array of our speakers in the uppers, the lowers, the 6x9s, whatever it is. It's got plenty of horsepower for that.
And the other thing I really like is if you're going to start, with a new system and on a new bike, that's a great starting point because out of the gate, you're getting 4 channels of lots of power. And let's talk
Right.
about that DSP real quick. Did I hear you right? So basically, this is a 6-channel processed DSP with 4 channels of power, meaning you've got 2 channels output. Let's just go over that one more time. So let's say I'm starting with this system, right? I put it in. Let's say I've got 2 sets of speakers on this 4 channel. I might not have the budget to do a sub or maybe an extra set. And you're saying that I could take this one amplifier, send signal to a secondary amplifier that does not need to be a DSP, and have that benefit of the DSP sound processing.
Correct. So we've got our 4 channels of input signal here on this side. On the other side of this is our output. So we've got our 4 channels of in, our 2 channels of out. So we simply have a umbilical cable that plugs between here and a secondary amp, utilizing the 6-channel DSP in here. So our brand new software that'll be available here in the next week will also allow you to give you complete processing of this. Multi-band EQ, all of your crossover settings, your time alignment, everything will be done internally here.
Amazing. So let's touch on that. So in the past, if I'm not mistaken, Marty, the previous model and other DSP products, there were more than one softwares that dealers and consumers had to use. Are you saying this new software is going to bring it all together?
Correct, Ben. So what we've done is we've gotten rid of some of the cumbersome having to switch between 2 different software suites, between our external DSP and our amplifiers. So we've condensed all that. So now going forward, starting with the 700.4 Pro, you'll have one PC software package that will do it all. Going forward, it'll do our external DSPs and our multi-channel amplifiers in one solution.
All right, guys, if you're just tuning in, we've got Marty Dean from Cicada Audio announcing a brand new amplifier with DSP called the FLX 700.4 Pro. It's got 6 channels of DSP, 4 channels of power. Now, real quick, what else do you have? Because I heard there might be some new grills that people need to know about.
Right. So, the new 24 Road Glide and Street Glides, if you buy a bike that has a basic 2-speaker system, you're left and stuck with these very basic plastic grills. And a great way to upgrade these and upgrade the system is to use our brand new Road Glide replacement grills with integrated tweeter. So this package comes with a steel stamped metal grill and a brand new tweeter integrated into the grill. So this is a great way to upgrade cosmetic and performance. This is also available in the Street Glide. So again, basic plastic Street Glide grill, and these have just hit our warehouse. This is the brand new Street Glide replacement grill with our brand new 05T tweeter. So you buy this complete package, it's a great upgrade for you.
Hey, Marty, thanks for coming in, talking to us about the brand new DSP amp, the update on the new DSP software, and some great options with built-in tweeter grills that look really awesome, honestly. Just real quick, if people want to find out more information, where do they need to go, and what is the availability on these items?
So Ben, the grills are in stock today, so we can ship those out as soon as they're ordered. The amplifier, the 700.4 Pro, that's going to be shipping at the end of the month. So stay tuned for that. To learn more information, you want to go to our website at CICADAaudio.com.
It's time now for the 12-volt dashboard fit guide update.
Hey, it's David here with the 12-volt dashboard, here with your Fit Guide update. Today we're going to be talking to you about our virtual file cabinet. Have you ever been stuck in front of a customer scrolling through your phone trying to find that picture of that custom install you did 5 years ago? Well, now you can add it right to that vehicle. So every time that car comes in, any of your salespeople are going to find it right away once they look up the vehicle on the 12-volt dashboard. This is going to allow you to add notes, images, and other helpful information that you want only your store to know. This is information that stays within your brick and mortar store and isn't shared to anybody else on the 12-volt dashboard. If this sounds like something that could benefit you and your sales team, go ahead and scan the QR code to learn more information. Thanks for joining me on the Fit Guide update. Back to you, Ben.
All right, our next topic here is about one of the most legendary devices in car audio. Of course, we're talking about the innovative audio control epicenter. Now, audio control in recent years has provided different versions of this, but recently, if you've been watching CMA Live, of course, they came out with the new Micro Pro version. Well, on today's episode, we've got not one, but two different announcements here coming to you from Audio Control about the Epicenter. We go now to Matthew Palumbo. Now, Matt, two big ones here. The first one is the full-size version of the Pro, announcing here, right here on CMA Live, the Epicenter Pro. And for you fans out there, a very limited edition billet version, and you're going to tell us all about them.
Hey, Ben. Yeah, so we're pretty excited. I mean, we have obviously been making the Epicenter for a long time. And, you know, these latest editions and versions of the Epicenter have really just kind of taken things to the next level. For years and years, dealers have been selling the Epicenter Concert Series. This is the full-size kind of standard OG Epicenter, and it's a great product, but, you know, it's a little long in the tooth, and it's been around for a long time. You know, one example is there's little chips inside that users used to be able to swap out and change frequencies and things like that, and as time has gone on, it just doesn't really make sense anymore. So recently we launched the Epicenter Pro. The Epicenter Pro is the full-size version of the Pro family of Epicenters. So this really takes your standard Epicenter, the Concert Series, and takes it to the next level by giving users a lot of the features from some of the other Epicenter models that they've really wanted and wanted to see in a full-size chassis. So one of those things is the ACR4. The ACR4 is our dual concentric controller, so you'll notice it has an outer ring plus an inner knob. This gives you both Epicenter effect plus sub-level all in one knob. No more do you need to install two separate knobs when putting in an Epicenter. Also on the Epicenter Pro, you'll notice that there is now an input gain and output level with maximized indicators. Really helps with system setup and dialing everything in, as well as things like a PFM that can be actually switched off. So no longer are we taking off the top cover and swapping out a chip inside or building our own chip. You can just flip this down and turn it off if that's what you'd like to do. Something you could never do on a standard Epicenter in the past. So those are some big changes on the Epicenter Pro. There's also a maximum output voltage switch on here. A lot of folks don't really understand that portion of it. What this actually does is kind of controls the little max indicator on the output level. So if we have this set to 5 volts, because our amp only takes in up to 5 or 6, as we rotate up the output level, that maximized indicator will start to flash when we approach that 5-volt threshold. So pretty cool stuff.
All right, so big news here, brand new Pro version of the legendary, yes, I'll say it's legendary, Epicenter. Now, I love the new features. Talk to us a little bit about, well, basically what I want to know is, does this replace the original Epicenter, or how is that going to work?
Sure. So the way that we always kind of do this, Ben, is when we launch a Pro series of a product, that's what goes to the brick and mortar, the dealers, the specialists out there. You know, there's always going to be online shopping, but we really try to make sure that our dealers, the guys that really know what they're doing, have the latest and greatest. And so much like when the Epicenter Micro Pro came out, dealers generally can no longer order the Micro. Now, that doesn't mean we stop making it. It just means that for dealers and specialists, they get the Pro version. The regular version kind of sunsets into direct-to-consumer online sales, that sort of thing. This helps with, you know, when dealers have customers come in and they feel like they're getting shopped. Sometimes, you know, that can be a problem. And this helps with that, because now when they look online, they're mostly seeing the standard version where the dealer is selling the Pro version. And so it's the same situation here. The Concert Series will kind of sunset into online sales and direct-to-consumer, where the Pro version will be for the independent specialists.
You know what? I really do like that. I kind of like that we have our own special, you know, branding and models just for our pros out there. So very, very cool. All right. So for you geeks out there, like me, like Matt's a geek too. I love it when Audio Control does these limited edition things. So this is called the Epicenter Billet Edition. Listen to this, guys. 5,000 units only, and every single one is numbered. Matt, do you have one with you that you can talk about?
I absolutely do, Ben. So these are pretty exciting. This is the Epicenter Billet Edition. The Billet Edition is absolutely gorgeous. I mean, these have these cool Tiffany-style RCA connectors on them. You can see the side profile there has like a different look to it. And especially when we get up close and really take a look at that finish and those edges around every hole in here has got these nice polished chamfered edges on it. It's just gorgeous, absolutely beautiful. And these are, as you mentioned, limited edition, and these are truly limited. We've done special editions before, we've done limited editions before, and sometimes there's some confusion about that. So maybe I should clarify. A special edition means that we may make more of them. A limited edition means that we are truly going to stick to that number on the product. So for example, with the billet edition, these are 5,000 pieces and 5,000 pieces only. I even double checked and confirmed with the high ups at Stinger and Audio Control. I said, hey, are we going to ever make more of these? Because I don't want to be lying to people. And they confirmed, no, Matt, this is limited to only 5,000 pieces. So they're all laser etched, individually numbered. Yours, if you get one, if you're one of the lucky few, will actually say your number of 5,000. And then every one of them also includes one of these really cool certificates of authenticity. And these are individually numbered as well. The numbers on this match your numbers on here. So it's pretty slick. Or I should say it matches the serial number on the product. But anyhow, it's a pretty cool package. And there's even one extra little bonus that comes with these. We don't really talk about it. We don't advertise it anywhere, but it is a neat piece. You know, for years, we've been including a guitar pick with a lot of our products. And we don't call it a guitar pick. It's a tuning pick. It's for adjusting your, settings or your Acubase or something like that. Traditionally, they're blue and they're plastic like most guitar picks. With the billet edition, they actually come with a matching metal limited edition guitar pick. Let me rotate this around so you can actually see it. It's made of the same metal as the actual Epicenter billet edition. And on the backside, it even says billet edition. So just a little extra something. Even the packaging on these is, I think, particularly sexy. Oop, get this the right way around. They have a really cool look to them. I'm pretty excited. Of course, I got a all zeros version as a pre-production prototype, but I'm excited to see what people get out there, which numbers they get.
All right, so if you're just tuning in, Audio Control dropping two cool new Epicenter products, one being the new full-size Epicenter Pro, really destined for all our pro installers out there and retail brick-and-mortar shops, and the extremely limited edition, 5,000 only, billet version, which is super sexy. Matt, where do people go to get more information?
Yeah, Ben. So for the full-size Epicenter Pro, this unit you will find on audiocontrol.com. If it's not up there yet, it will be very soon. Our website's been going through a kind of a glow up recently, so it may be added soon if it's not up there already. As for the Epicenter Billet Edition, these are, as we mentioned, super limited, 5,000 pieces. And I'm going to be honest with you, a vast majority of those have already been spoken for. If you're interested in collecting one of these, maybe you've collected some of our other limited editions like the 1 million strong or the Mexico limited edition, things like that, then be sure to talk to your local authorized Audio Control dealer or chat with your distributor. If you are a dealer, make sure to chat with your internal salesperson at Stinger. And thank you so much for the time, Ben. This has been exciting stuff. I'm so thrilled to be able to finally show these off a little bit.
CE Outlook is dedicated to keeping the car audio and electronics industry informed on the latest issues, trends, and product releases. New feature stories posted daily. Visit ceoutlook.com for the latest industry news. Now, as we speak, the entire industry is in Las Vegas, of course, for the SEMA show. And now we're going to give you an exclusive. We're going to go live with the boys over at LINKSWELL. Now, if you've been paying attention, LINKSWELL has expanded. Of course, we know them for their amazing T-style radios, but did you know that they have been really infiltrating the RV space with a technology called Lynx 2? Now, it's called a multiplexer. That's a big word that I need to learn more about, but they are expanding their lineup as far as the Lynx 2 offering. And we're going to give you a special treat here. We're going to go straight to their booth at SEMA, where they've got a whole new demo set up about what this whole Lynx 2 system does. Joining us now is our good friends over at LINKSWELL. Of course, we have Jonathan Detlefson. Joining us also is Mark Lucas, who's the Director of RV and Marine. Guys, gentlemen, welcome to CMA Live. I see that you have something set up. Now, where are you exactly, just so that we understand where you guys are right now?
We are literally in our trailer that we actually use as our booth slash display,
storage trailer,
storage,
absolutely. The glamorous life of SEMA.
Yes,
fancy vehicle and a storage trailer.
We're getting the full BTS here, guys, behind the scenes. That's great. Now, it's not for nothing. You guys have made the time to come on the show today because, as I had mentioned, LINKSWELL has done a lot to get into the RV segment. We introduced the Lynx 2 multiplexer system a while back. For those of you who don't know, this is a system that helps control literally all the different things that you want, all the goodies, all the technology in your RV. Behind you, I see that you have a setup. I imagine you're taking customers in and showing us. So why don't we cut to you, Jonathan, to walk us through first what it is that we're looking at and what are we talking about?
Yeah, what up, Ben? Yep. So I'm going to give you the quick show of what you already know, because we've talked about our 12 channel and we've talked about our controller and the app that we got. But we have expanded quite a bit when it comes to our Lynx 2 stuff, even from the last time you and I videoed, which I think is only like 2 months ago, where we have released an Android version of the screen, which actually expands the options for what you can do with this system almost as far as you can ever dream. We're looking at limos and all of that stuff because we've got a built-in radio in it. You can use it as your media source for Netflix. All of that stuff can get downloaded on it because it's an Android-based one. It's got an amp in it, so you can add speakers to it. Like, we really blew that one up. And then, because we want to make sure that we can offer everything you want, we've also come out with our new inverter charger. So if you've got an RV or trailer, you want 110 in and 110 out from your battery, we've got that covered for you. We also have a new DC to DC and MPPT charger. All of that is in-house. So if you wanted to stick with all Lynx 2 stuff, we're able to do all of that. And we've got a couple other screens. We've got a little 5-inch screen. I'm telling you, we just continue to grow. And not only that, we've had a couple conversations around dinner just talking about other places this product can find itself in. As I mentioned earlier, like the limo market, being able to have this Android system control all of your lighting and all of that stuff. You can control your windows from it. Like, there's a huge expansion. And we not only came out with that, we came out with an even bigger multiplexer where we're able to do even more channels. But I think I let Mark talk more about the expansion on that and just how well we customize with that. If that's cool, can I pass that to Mark?
You know, Jonathan, that is incredible that you have come into this category with so many different solutions based. That 12 channel also already has so many options. And I think I want to dig in a little bit deeper with Mark here. So just so we understand, the original Lynx 2 system had a tablet type screen for your GUI, that's your user interface. And from what I understand, that system was based on a Linux-based system. And what John had just mentioned is that this new offering is an Android-based system. Mark, can you take some time to explain to us the differences and maybe some of the benefits for consumers to kind of choose between these two new options?
You know, that's a great question. The thing that I really like about this system is, you mentioned the hardware, the control boxes and the screens. This is the same hardware, the same component that we use, whether it's an overlanding vehicle using this 10-inch Linux screen. This screen can also be repurposed. You mentioned Android-based. This is Android. If I go in here and touch this screen, you can see all the different areas that we can talk about. We can talk about power, we can talk about water, we can talk about climate, and then just like on any kind of an iPad, you can go in and see apps. It's connected to the Google Play Store. So let's say you add a component to your RV or your overlanding vehicle that normally you would use a phone app. That app can be loaded onto the tablet. We also have a large engineering and programming department. So we take this same screen, this same 12-channel controller here, and we ask you, what are you looking to control? What are you looking to do? So in the limousine business, as John talked about, vertical windows that slide up and down, TV control, whether it's playing media, running DSP amplifiers, running RGB lights, whatever it is in the back of that limousine that you want to control or your passengers want to control, we can do that through the screen, again, using the same hardware. We can also attach a small 5-inch screen so the driver has full control of what's going on in the back of the limousine without multiple switches, multiple manufacturers, and trying to tie things together. This is an end-to-end plug-and-play system. Now, when we expand our controller from 12 channels to 28 channels, and we use, again, this same screen with just different programming inside it, we can control a 40-foot fifth wheel toy hauler. So we're talking 5 slides, 3 air conditioners, 4 awnings, light control, zone control for the air conditioners inside. It really, when we talk about a multiplexer, there are multiple things we can control. You basically give us the wish list, and then we build this solution custom for your needs.
All right, if you're just tuning in, we're with the boys from LINKSWELL here announcing an expansion to their Lynx 2 multiplexer solution for RVs and beyond, as we can see. I have one question. The 28 channels, all this different functionality. When it comes to limousines, though, can I control the spinning disco ball? That is the real question.
If you want the real answer, it's absolutely yes.
All right. Gentlemen, listen, this is kind of new territory. I mean, the market has always been there, and the RVs haven't changed all that much. But what you are introducing to this market now is an elevated form of control, which is all very intuitive because all of us control everything these days from a screen. So how unique is this for those tuning in who aren't really familiar with what the existing offerings that exist in this marketplace right now?
Well, and I guess I can speak to that, John. There have been other companies that have tried this, but they merely import from overseas, which there's nothing wrong with that, but there's no support here in the US. It's not, as they say in Europe, a bespoke system. You know, when you say I have this type of slide, this type of water heater, this type of air conditioner, that's all different programming. It's all a different language, so to speak. And we have the team to make sure that works, and it works flawlessly.
So what this is to me, in other words, is OEM integration. You're integrating with all different communications, different products, different manufacturers, but you're making it work all together in one platform that is easy to use from a user standpoint.
Exactly. Right, it's our T-style radios, but in a multiplexer. Same thing.
It literally is just that.
Yeah.
All right. When can we expect this new Android tablet to be available?
It's available now. We have systems in some Forest River product, who's a large manufacturer. And just yesterday, I FedExed out the first 2 limousine systems.
Amazing. And on the topic of the 28 channel that you just mentioned, when is that
the
available?
Forest River fifth wheel uses that 28 channel.
Okay, so there you go. Both being available. Guys, get a hold of them. Where's the best place to go, Jonathan, for people to get more information?
Definitely our website, www.linkswelllink.com. You can tap the thing. We also have links2rv.com. You can check out and go directly to that as well. See the videos, talk to Mark, because obviously he knows what he's talking about. We only hire gurus. That's what we do.
Right.
There's an incredibly strong network of distributors across Canada, and today we're here at CMA Expo to speak with them and get a sense of how they feel about their partnership with SiriusXM.
SiriusXM helps connect our industry because we are reproducing music. We are delivering content in a different way. We deliver hard parts to consumer. They deliver us the content on those hard parts.
It's a great add-on for the head unit sale, and it's pretty much just a natural addition now to offer it to the customer after they purchase a new head unit for their car.
As a distributor of SiriusXM, we all benefit. As partners, they offer and bring to the table the love of music. We're all in this industry because ultimately we love music.
They've been a great partner, and they've actually created a lot of excitement again in the industry.
It really brings the whole industry together, and it's music-based. It's great. You know, that's what we do. We sell music. They provide content. It's fabulous.
And that's a wrap on this week's edition of CMA Live All Access, presented by SiriusXM and powered by the 12-volt dashboard. Make sure to check out all our videos found at cmanetworks.com. I'm your host, Ben Wu. Until next time, we connect.
There's never been a better time to have SiriusXM with over 150 channels in your vehicle. Your Platinum Plan offer includes more than ever before to enjoy online, on your phone, or at home. Create your own ad-free personalized stations powered by Pandora. Hear ad-free extra channels and enjoy favorite shows with SiriusXM video